Hello and welcome to a slightly later look north. On the programme tonight, guilty, a man is convicted of the murder of Chris Marriott, who had stopped by the side of a road to help an injured woman before being driven into. We'll hear from the passerby who had also stopped to help moments before Chris was killed. Also tonight, Picture Perfect, a Yorkshire artist, is behind this year's official poster at Wimbledon. The long goodbye as Mrs Furness retires after 43 years at the same North Yorkshire school.
Well, the cloud we've had today will melt away. Lots of blue skies, sunshine, and it is going to become hot. There is a heat wave on the way. Join me for the very latest.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. A man who killed a passerby when he drove his car into a crowd of people outside his sister's wedding reception has been found guilty of murder. Chris Marriott was helping an injured woman when he was killed by Hassan Janga, who deliberately crashed his car into a group of people in Burngreave in December 2023. Well, Mark Ansell is at Sheffield Crown Court for us this evening. Mark.
Well, Chris Marriott was a quiet, deeply kind man who ended up losing his life while trying to help save a stranger. Today, Hassan Janga has been found guilty of murdering Chris when he ploughed into him while Chris was trying to save the life of Hassan Janga's sister, who was lying injured in the road. Friends and colleagues of Chris Marriott have been paying tribute to him, and they describe him as a modern-day Good Samaritan in the way he lived and the way he died. Chris Marriott, the father of two who died when he selflessly helped a stranger who was lying injured in the road. Chris was unwittingly caught up in a wedding feud between two families in Burngreave. On the 27th of December 2023, Hassan Janga heard his sister Nafisa had been injured outside the home of another sister's new husband. He drove round there and struck 5 people with the car, including Chris Marriott and off-duty midwife Alison Norris, who were both trying to help Nafisa.
Just walked around the corner, saw what I thought was a bundle of clothes, then realised it was a person, went to see if I could help. I later found out his name was Chris. I didn't know him, but I remember he was very sensible. He'd checked she was breathing, checked there was a pulse, called the ambulance, and I was like calming down and thinking, right, we just need to keep her stable till the ambulance comes. Very quickly after we started examining the woman, car came around the corner and hit us.
Chris was killed instantly.
2 other casualties.
I couldn't see him because of the way the car came between us, and I remember thinking, I hope he's all right, I hope he's all right, I hope he's all right. I think I kind of knew just because of the force, you know, cars dangerous, but I was really sad.
Ben knew Chris for nearly 30 years. They met while at university in Sheffield and went to the same church. Ben says Chris was like a brother to him.
He was just a great guy to be around. Your interactions with him, you always came away feeling loved and cared for, and you always had a laugh. You always had a joke. He had a gift of a sense of humour that made you want to laugh with him as well. That's the story of his life. He wanted to help people, whether it was student services at Sheffield College, whether it was working in debt advice, whether it was leading a food bank, or whether it was helping young people. It was his constant desire was to step out and to help other people to have a better life.
Graham worked with Chris for 10 years, organising a Christian camping festival together.
The Good Samaritan is a story that Jesus told. We read about it in the Bible. And here in Chris's life and in his tragic death, you've got a modern-day version of that.
Chris worked for the Christian charity Jubilee Plus. Their chief executive says Chris genuinely cared about others.
Chris was always helping people in need. It was part of his everyday life. He was giving his life to that. That's, you know, I mean, he laid down his life literally, but he was laying down his life in 100 small ways, day by day by day. It just characterised who he was.
Alison wants to highlight the support of the community in Burngreave after she was badly injured.
people from all communities, they just rocked up. They offered to walk the dog, they brought food, they sat with me. When we were frightened of walking by where it all happened initially, they said, we'll come with you. It's a real community and it's invaluable. It just made so much difference, the amount of support we got.
Alison has a message for Hassan Jangur, the man responsible for seriously injuring her and killing Chris.
You can't undo what's done, but I hope as he goes forward, he uses this to make different choices in the future.
Chris Marriott will forever be remembered as the modern-day Good Samaritan. After Hassan Jangur ploughed into Chris Marriott and 4 other people, he got out of his car and started stabbing another man called Hassan Khan. Now, Khan had earlier that day married another of Hassan Jangur's sisters called Armani. Today, Hassan Jangur's father, Mohammed Jangur, was found guilty of perverting the course of justice for taking the knife from his son and hiding it in the boot of his car. Hassan Jangur and Mohammed Jangur will be sentenced at a later date, which is yet to be decided.
Mark, thank you. The family of a North Yorkshire cyclist who was killed by a driver using a mobile phone have called for tougher sentences. Ian Morris from Bedale was knocked off his bike by a woman who had posted 19 messages on Snapchat and Facebook from the wheel of her car just minutes before the collision. She was jailed for 6 years.
It just makes me angry inside that anyone could be on the phone so much. And it's kind of reckless.
I think the law needs to change, that it needs to be much more of a severe penalty for it, yes. That for people to realise that it is serious.
Thousands of victims of the infected blood scandal are being harmed further by long waits for compensation, according to the chair of the inquiry. Today, a report into the delay said there were obvious injustices in the way the scheme had been devised. Louise Edwards from Leeds lost her dad when she was a child after he was infected by doses tainted with hepatitis C and HIV. She joined protests in London today.
I came out of the inquiry hearing last year and I actually had a massive sense of relief of, yes, we've done it, we've got somewhere. Then a general election was called, everything gets put on the back foot, and over a year later, still not enough people have had compensation. We've changed from we're working at pace to we're learning as we go, or we're starting small. So all we hear at the moment is slogans and tag phrases, and I'm getting a bit sick of it now. Just get it done. It's 40 years this year since we lost my dad. It's 40 years too long. Shouldn't have happened. Stop delaying. Just get it done.
Well, a Cabinet Office minister today denied the government is dragging its heels over compensation, saying they have already paid out £488 million to victims. Police have warned people not to phone 999 if they see someone disobeying the hosepipe ban that begins on Friday in Yorkshire. West Yorkshire Police has said that calling them to report someone using a hosepipe could prevent officers helping someone in a real emergency. Reports should be made to Yorkshire Water, who may take enforcement action. The original operators of the new Bradford Live venue have paid Bradford Council more than £5 million in compensation to end their contract. Since the withdrawal of the NEC Group, Trafalgar Entertainment have invested £3 million into the venue, which the council expects will attract 300,000 people a year. The opening season of events begins on the 30th of August with a show by comedian Bill Bailey. Now, a rugby player from North Yorkshire says his stoma bag gave him a second chance to get back on the pitch. Former soldier Michael Adams became seriously ill last year and received life-saving surgery to have his intestine removed and replaced with a stoma. He's now able to play contact sports again in the Physical Disability Rugby League. Beth Parsons went to Batley in West Yorkshire to meet him during one of the matches.
I was in the army for 12 years. I'd fully planned moving over to Australia, got myself a job, got myself attached to a rugby team out there already. And unfortunately, just before I left on Boxing Day, I got sick with ulcerative colitis. My whole intestine was inflamed, filled with ulcers, and stuff like that, and it was just pure agony. It came to a decision on a Thursday night of, no, it needs to come out. I can't handle this anymore. So me and my mum sat there, had a little cry, and the next day I was shipped off to get a stoma bag.
According to the charity Colostomy UK, 1 in every 335 people in the country have a stoma bag. Mikey had what's called an ileostomy, which allows his body's waste to be diverted straight from his large intestine into a stoma bag, which can be taken off and swapped for a new one.
My goal was to get back on the rugby pitch. I managed to do that in 12 weeks post-surgery. I absolutely loved it, and that was my goal, to get the weight back on, to be fit enough to get back onto a pitch. I use a hernia belt, so it supports it. You also get protective covers and stuff to help with that. The stoma doesn't actually have any feeling whatsoever. So if I take a knock, it doesn't hurt at all.
Right, ready, boys? It's warm-up time at the stadium in Batley, because today, for the second time, he's back in action with the Colostomy UK Rugby League team.
It's really, really unlikely that someone's stoma will ever get damaged playing a game. We started in 2018 and we've had dislocated shoulders and broken hands and things like that. We've never ever had anyone have their stoma damaged in a game.
Just get behind each other, as we said.
We've got so many stories of people like Mikey who are told by nurses or surgeons that they'd never be able to play contact sport again, they'd never be able to play rugby, and here they are today.
Disability doesn't stop you playing sport, whether that's a stoma or anything else. Some of us have other disabilities, but showing that we don't need to play to a stigma. So yeah, it's aiming to get people out there comfortable playing sport again, really.
Mikey's family were by his side throughout his illness, and they're still there, watching from the stands.
From him saying that he was going to have the stoma to where he's got to now is absolutely brilliant. And he's playing rugby, and it's something he really, really enjoys, and he's put the weight back on that he's lost. So, yeah, no, ultra proud.
Rugby has always been a massive passion, and in hospital, when he realised it was something that he might not be able to do again, it was hard to see. So to see him now today, like, completely turned a corner, it's amazing.
On top of his own recovery, Mikey is now helping others via his social media channel, Soldier to Stoma.
Come on, let's go. We'll do this and we'll do it together.
He's open, honest and positive about the change.
I have this lovely little bag, which is called Bilbo Baggins.
He wants more people to feel proud of their stomas. After all, as he says, without it, he wouldn't have had a second chance. Beth Parsons, BBC Look North, Batley.
Now, you don't have to be a tennis fan to know that it's Wimbledon time again, and an artist from Leeds has made her mark on this year's tournament by creating the official poster. Sarah Madden is a designer and illustrator who was brought up in Sheffield. Her artwork incorporates the Wimbledon colours of purple and green along with a bold floral motif. Let's take a look.
I'm Sarah Madden. I'm an illustrator and a designer from Leeds, and I did the poster for Wimbledon 2025. I heard it was Wimbledon, and I think initially I thought it must not be like the thing. Like it must be some kind of little supporting piece for some kind of promotion. And it's everywhere. It's on people's tickets, and it's terrifying, but it's amazing as well for your work to be seen by so many people. I really wanted it to feel like the viewer was also a spectator in the game, so kind of creating this space for you to also peek into the game as well.
It's gorgeous.
We loved
really
lovely. We actually thought it was such a good photo opportunity because we saw the flowers, we saw the poster,
yeah,
the colours were working.
And we actually came back.
Yeah,
so
we were like, let's go and get a photo in front of the flowers and the poster. Yeah.
It's stunning,
We
absolutely
love it.
stunning. It's great because it captures the Wimbledon colours, but it adds like a kind of artistic big flair in something that's otherwise a little bit more subdued, and it just brings a lot of life to the event.
Oh, lovely. Now she's a legend and irreplaceable. That's how a North Yorkshire teacher was described as she retired today after 43 years at the same school. For Mrs Furness, it was a bittersweet moment as current and former children and parents arrived to say thank you. She's known for always cycling to school, 1-minute maths tests and knitting, as Heidi Tomlinson reports.
Right, we're just, if you can all just stand back onto the grass a little bit. Mrs Furness is going to be here any minute.
It's the end of term at Belmont Grosvenor Primary near Burstwith. It's also the end of an era as one of the most loved members of staff retires.
She just knows a bunch of different stuff. She knows maths, knitting, games. She's just so enthusiastic about everything she teaches. She loves everyone and just loves learning. It's going to be sad to see her leave.
Well, any minute now, Mrs Furness will be turning into the school drive for the last time in 43 years. She's no idea that the children, parents and teachers are lining up here to give her this guard of honour to welcome her last day. I have a feeling that this will be emotional. Wearing a T-shirt emblazoned with officially retired, the superstar teacher tried to hold it all together whilst being showered with hugs and warm words.
Oh my gosh! How are you doing? I'm good, how are you?
Mrs Furness, I think I can see a few tears there.
Just a few, thank you.
Was it a tough decision to leave?
A very tough decision, yes. I mean, when I saw my job advertised, I actually said, sounds good, can I apply for it?
What are you going to miss the most?
The children.
I've only been here for 1 term and a half, but I already know that wherever she's going to have a wonderful journey.
Looking back over 4 decades, the dedication to sports, maths and creativity shine through, a legacy cherished by former pupils.
She'd make every lesson amazing and fun, and that's what you want to remember in primary school.
She's so encouraging and she's got such a big heart. I mean, for me, I've got such a big love for sport, and that definitely stems from her.
She's been just such a heart and soul of Belmont Grosvenor over the 43 years that she's been here. And, you know, we had families from years ago turning up with their children and grandchildren, and, you know, it's just testament to the amazing person and the most incredible teacher that she is.
More than once today, Mrs Furness was described as a legend and irreplaceable. For thousands of former students, she'll be that one teacher who will be remembered forever. Heidi Tomlinson, BBC Look North, Burstwith.
Oh, congratulations, Mrs Furness. Now, with the temperatures set to soar in our region towards the end of the week, what clever ways have you got to keep your pets cool? We'd love to see your pictures and videos. Please share them at look.north@bbc.co.uk or scan the QR code on the screen. It's there for you now. How's Dave in the heat, Paul?
Dave hates it.
Yeah,
so I'll
Penny
put a fan
hates
on
it.
him and leave him there to sleep all day long, but he does hate it.
Well, Penny's frightened to death of fans, but I'm looking after my sister's Italian greyhound at the moment, and she's loving it.
Well,
Loves
that's nice. And the heat wave actually starts
Yep.
tomorrow, so we've got some really high temperatures to come over the next few days. I thought I'd show you a couple of pictures from the coast. This is a place to be, isn't it? Whitby, Amanda's favourite place.
Love it.
Looking very nice indeed. And how about an empty beach? This was Filey. You'll have the whole place to yourself if that picture is anything to go by. If you've got any pictures you want to get on the telly, send them to me. Addresses on your screen right now. So we've got a heat wave coming. It will start tomorrow, heat peaking Friday and the weekend, so it becomes hot tomorrow afternoon. Lots of sunshine. Sunshine a bit hazy at times, but high pressure well established again over the next few days. Might be a few showers Monday night into Tuesday next week, all a long way off, but we have got a few really hot days to come. Satellite picture shows there's been a lot of cloud today, but gradually it's been melting away, so we've been left with a lovely evening, a bit of sunshine to come before that sun sets in an hour or two's time, and then overnight dry with clear periods, lowest temperatures down to 11 or 12 degrees, just a little bit of misty low cloud over the tops of the Pennines later. Tomorrow's high water times then: Scarborough 4:39, Bridlington at 4:57. So dry day, long spells of sunshine. Again, that sunshine a little on the hazy side. Might be a little bit of fair weather cloud developing through the afternoon, but for most of us, it's going to be quite sunny and hot. Temperatures peaking around 27 tomorrow afternoon. That's 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Fine and warm tomorrow evening, and then really peak temperatures Friday into the weekend, 31, 32 degrees. That's all the way up to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't forget those are shade temperatures as well. That's the forecast.
Good grief, that's absolutely incredible. Thank you very much, Paul. That's it from us. Do have a lovely evening. We'll be back with your late weather and news just after 10 o'clock. Goodbye.